Well folks, not what I planned to come down here today, but it is what it is. It's Friday the 16th, so I'm fishing tonight and tomorrow night. Plan to go to Norton Disney, but the place was rammed, and so we've come down here. Cold with us. Fishing pegs 4 and 5 at the moment. Just seen a couple of fish in cold swim, so who knows, I'll update as and when, folks. Left hand rod is on Pacific Tuna pop up, middle rod's great white wafter, and the right hand rod is on a tuna pop up, that's on a chod rig, so the other two are like a semi stiff rig. A couple of handfuls of bait over each one, nothing over the top. Never find too carried away down here works, but you know, probably got less than 48 hours now, but it is what it is, so it is open to wait. Well folks, coming up 4:30. Had a couple of beeps on the middle rod, whether it's Mr. Duckosaurus over there, I don't know, but they weren't there when it did beep, so who knows. Fish up in the water as I expected. I think it's about 25 degrees today, not been a cloud in the sky, so let's get cloudy this evening and potentially stay cloudy all tomorrow, so it is open. I'll update as and when, or should something happen. So later folks, have a good one. Okay folks, coming up 8:30. Obviously I've not updated you any further, so obviously nothing has happened, but it's dropped much cooler. So I found out what the occurrence was. I've got back leads on 2 of the rods. There was some tension in the margins here, so he's open. Everything happens during the night, I'll get camera out and I'll see you tomorrow. Okay folks, it's just after 7 o'clock Saturday morning. As you can probably tell, there's no night footage, no updates, anything, so nothing at the moment. I have had a couple of beeps on the left hand rod, so I've been up a couple of hours. I've been down sat near the rods, for no reason other than I just felt like sitting down there, to be honest. So about to do some breakfast, then I'm recasting. I think I'm going to put try an old-fashioned stringer or something like that. The ducks keep diving down, so I don't know how much spare bait there is. I've been out there. I'm going to put some pellets. I've got my bait out, so I'm going to put some 2mm, 3mm pellets. I'm going to put a handful of those, so at least there'll be something around the hook bait as well. So the weather's looking much cooler today, overcast, so here's open as always folks. I'll update as and when. Okay folks, quick update. It's about 10 o'clock, or 9, 10 o'clock. I've just refreshed all 3 rods. Just down here is a plumsing pop-up. Far shelf is great white wafter, and the left hand middle channel here, Pacific Tuna pop-up. Pellets on right hand rod, crushed up boilies on middle rod. Left hand rod has got about half a kilo of Pacific Tuna glugged in some chorizo stuff from CC Moore with crushed up boilie, almost like a casing around it. So I hope that as and when. Cole's had a run. I don't know if he did him in the pads or if a hook pulled, but you know, something. 2 fish have been out first thing this morning, obviously to other people. So I'll update as and when then folks. Fish on the mat. I just had it about 10 or so minutes ago. Had it resting net a while. We've not weighed it yet. You get further back. I was just dropping it back. 21 3/4 with a sling, so I'm almost certain the sling is either a pound or just under. So we'll probably weigh the sling just to double check in case it's like £15 sling or something. Is it going, or is it just getting it there? I don't know. Skills are going now, aren't they? So
yeah, skills are going.
Cole's just holding it until it's strong enough and it just kicks off, kicks away. Okay folks, Cole's had another fish, nice common. So the first fish was right hand rod, this rod was left hand rod. Got its head above the pads and just sort of played it in. So I'm not sure how big it is yet. It doesn't look, it hasn't got the belly of the other one, but it's longer, we think. So
I think it's a long carp.
Do you want, like the long tench we saw? You want to move the rod out your way rather than?
Yeah, because bear in mind again.
Like I say, I don't think it's as big as the one we had earlier.
No, I don't think it is. It's not got bigger gut, but it's a nice long fish, isn't it?
Right, hold it up towards your chest. Love the jaws, loving the hat.
That's what's called that quarter multi-rig. So that's like a...
So anyway folks, Cole's doing, we don't normally do this on this channel as everybody knows.
That's a camo, I think that's a camo stiff link, and it is a camo stiff link that's been stripped back just before the hook, which is a size 6.
I don't know if we get, but anyway, if anybody wants to know, mate, just Google it and whatever, go down to the local tackle shop. So Cole's gone rogue. He's brought some ready-made rigs.
Yeah, I have. But looking at it,
he's had 2 fish.
So if you wanted to make this yourselves, you'd look at a stiff link, stripped back, size 6 hook on. You've tied a little kind of almost like an anti-blowback ring on it, but it's not because it's really close to the hook eye. And then I just put...
What's that little sexy thing you've got under the... Because I don't think that's part of the rig, is it?
No, that's not. So I've just done a bait screw into a pop-up boilie.
Is that instead of...
yeah, instead of tying it on,
you've hooked your bait screw through it.
Oh, bait screw on, which is a little bit easy for me because I'm not that good with bait floss and pop-ups. But that seems to be a rig that is catching.
That's a handy tint though, handy hint. It's a handy hint.
You see?
Isn't it? But, you know, if you're struggling or
if you find it hard to
get bait screw.
Yeah.
And I notice your bait screws are different to mine. I don't know if we'll get it on camera, but they're actually open underneath so you can actually flick it through.
Yeah.
The ring. I think I noticed that yesterday when you said, and I said, well, we're not going to get a bait screw in there, and you went, I will do these, and it's like, rather than having a loop at the bottom of the bait screw, it's an open loop, so you can just flick it through.
And if you look, the nice thing I like about this, because you think, well, are you going to get that movement? There's a lot of hook movement between this bait and the hook itself, so with bait floss, yeah, you get a lot of movement. You still do with this little bait screw. It still allows the hook to float about a bit, which I like. And then I'll put some rig putty.
The cheap stuff you've got.
Yeah, the dark mat. You know
the dark matter. You need to take a mortgage off, or sorry, cord if anybody's watching from.
For dark matter because it is more expensive than gold. But a bit of dark matter just before it kinks there on the stiff link. So you see, you can see there how it kind of kinks. Yeah. So some dark matter just there. So
just on the knot, basically, isn't it? It's just on the knot.
So it's got full movement and rotation for when a carp comes up and dismisses the bait completely.
Oh, you've had 2, haven't you?
Yeah, that's true.
So, and how many have I had? None. There you go. Anyway, folks.
Having said that, we have had a kind of...
We don't normally do things like this, things to camera. Catch. So...
yeah, it's just trying to show you what baits we've used. Bear in mind, we're 2 old geezers who don't fish every day. We're not kind of...
I probably fish much more than you,
Oh, God, yeah.
and you only fish what, once a month,
Yeah,
if that,
something like that.
if that. So
But we're trying to show you what's worked for us today. Just to be honest about it.
Might not work tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or it could work next week.
I find it
but
really
that's
kind
fishing.
of weird when people say, you know, they don't show you the bait, they don't show you the rig, and they don't show you this, and you're thinking, why not? Why not help everybody catch fish? So that's what we've used, and it's worked brilliantly.
Yeah. And
I'll use it again.
we've got at least, what, 19 hours if so left, so who knows. Anyway folks, don't normally do that sort of thing, as you know, but we thought just enlighten you to well, Carl's had 2 and I've had, well, 0. So okay folks, it's gone up 9:30ish, something like that. There's fish everywhere down this bank, to be honest. Obviously we've seen the 21, Carl's had the 17. I'm still blanking like a good one, to be honest, but it is what it is. It's not an easy place. So hopefully I'll update in the night and job's a good one. But if we don't, it's called fishing, not catching, isn't it? Have a good one, folks. Well folks, it's coming up 7:30 Sunday morning, so I'm starting to have a really slow pack down. It is looking like it won't more, well, 48 hours, so it is what it is. Got a 2, a 21 and a 17, so I think he's reasonably happy. I mean, pleased to see the fish on the bank. Of course disappointed, not mine, but it is what it is, so not sure I'm out next folks, but I'll update if anything happens as I'm having a slow pack up. So until then, as always, have a good one.